Hey, it's Carey Channing. Welcome to Where Carey Meets Space Beauty, the farewell episode. Today, I'll be sharing my story working at BBCA, including some of the amazing memories and lessons I've gained over the years. As I say goodbye to this chapter, I want to express my gratitude for those who were along the journey. Thanks for tuning in. As the producer of Where Brains Meet Beauty podcast for the past 4.5 years, I thought, what better way to bid farewell to this incredible company that I have had the privilege of having in my life all this time than recording a little podcast. It's really important to go back to the beginning and paint a picture for you. So, young Carey had just entered New York City, having that first adult life experience, had never worked a real job, a professional job that was not dance in her entire life. So, long story short, a friend of a friend needed someone to run errands in New York. That's how it was described to me. And we exchanged emails. I sent my resume. They said, okay, great, we'll reach out. Okay. That person happens to be Eleni McCary, who we'll circle back to her. And then 6 months go by and I'm cleaning out my email and I'm desperate for work in the city. And I come across that email again and I reached back out. I was like, hey, I'm ready to run those errands. And Eleni was like, actually, could you be a project coordinator? So I had to Google what that was. I had no idea what a project coordinator was for a marketing agency. And I was like, no. No, I don't know what that is. I don't have the time. Ain't gonna happen. So then she sneakily got me to have a few interviews with different team members. And the last one was the founder, creative director, Jody Katz. And I was panicked. I did not know what to wear to an office. I didn't know if they were tricking me into this project coordinator job. It was all very confusing, but I met with Jody and we just clicked. And Jody absolutely loved and supported the idea that I was a dancer, a performer, pursuing my dreams and just going for it. And she valued that so much and has never wavered from that in all 4.5 years. If anything, it makes her admire me even more to have that whole side of me as well as the work that I do for her company. So during my time, I have been able to wear so many different hats, and most of them I wore really reluctantly at first, right? Purely because I felt nervous and scared, and it was something unfamiliar and different. And, Jody has just absolutely pushed me out of my comfort zone in the best way possible and supported me and given me total freedom and control to really own the work that I do. I have produced the podcast. I have been on video and photo shoots for clients. I've stuffed mailers. I've helped put on events at Saks Fifth Avenue. Just anything from PR to marketing to scheduling to admin to assistant. I have really gotten a taste of all aspects of what it takes to run an agency. And, the whole time I've had this job, I just felt the universe saying, I don't know where this is going to circle back and when you're going to use these skills and experiences, but they're 100% going to serve me down the line. And so I'm thrilled to have had all these experiences. So Jody has been beyond understanding about my whole dance career. And from the get-go, I said, I need to be hourly, part-time, and make my own hours. And she said, right on, go for it. And so the number of places that I have done work for Base Beauty and Where Brains Meet Beauty is insane. So first of all, I have worked sitting at over 100 auditions in New York in the waiting room. I have been working at almost every coffee shop between 76th and 12th Street in Manhattan. I've taken my work on the road with a musical national tour. I've done it throughout a show contract out in Utah. I've done it in my car, on planes, and literally trains. I've done it in between acting classes, sitting in the Miami heat, at the pool. I mean, there has not been a moment in time that I have not been able to utilize a moment or a break to simultaneously get my work done for Base Beauty. And that freedom has really allowed me to love what I do for the agency and also be able to pursue everything that I could ever want for dance and the arts. One of my favorite anecdotes that I learned from Jody early on while she was practicing a speech she was going to give for a group of college students, she said, I was about to have my second child, and I just had this vision of my life where I hired a nanny and they were with my family, and my children grew up with this one nanny through their entire lives until they left the nest, and that was that. And she put all this pressure on herself to find the absolute perfect person that would just be with them forever. And a friend of hers said, you know what? I think you find a nanny, and if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And you find someone else, and that's okay. And, your kids may not grow up with one nanny, but it'll be great. And I have told that story and repeated that story to myself more times than I can count as life ebbs and flows and branches off and forks in ways that you didn't expect or that you didn't necessarily envision for yourself. And I think about this story frequently, and it really gives me so much peace navigating my own situations. Speaking of images, one time I just really couldn't understand a concept that Jody was trying to explain to me. And finally she said, you know what? Okay, this is a show. So step one is the dress rehearsal. You try out the costumes. No one's there to observe it. Step two is the invited dress, okay? Your inner circle's there. Step three is opening night, all right? You got it? And so just for her to break something down and speak performer language and theater language so that I could understand something is an example of what an amazing leader she is. She is constantly working on improving her company, herself. She's so open and vulnerable about her own insecurities and struggles through the podcast and those interviews, as well as just being so transparent with her team members. And it's not all, sunshine and rainbows. She can crack the whip. And let me tell you, I felt like she was Miranda Priestley from Devil Wears Prada for like the first 3 years. She's just a boss woman, and I love it. And it's intimidating. And she talks 90 miles per hour with the Jersey accent, and it makes you want to move 90 miles per hour and get things right and do things right. And it makes me be a hard worker. And she's also taught me to stand up for myself and ask for what I need and set boundaries. And she respects that. And I'm so grateful to have been part of this kind of work environment. And I have to absolutely give a major shout out to Eleni, who was the girl that brought me into Base Beauty and has really just been there, been someone I've gone to, confided in, really, really a great, fun, amazing person to work with and work for. She's pretty much the only person that I know that can multitask by painting her nails while on a very important professional articulate call, wearing like some crazy high fashion eclectic outfit and juggling 10 million things and having the voice of an angel and all these other hidden secret talents. And she always has her head on her shoulders and so level, and she has been a really good balance to my crazy brain throughout this whole time. There are way too many people to mention and to shout out, from both the company, the freelancers, the artists, the makeup artists, the hair, the photographers, the studio managers, really so many people that I've crossed paths with, both in person and virtually, over 4.5 years. And I came in knowing literally nothing about beauty and wellness industry, And I have such a great appreciation for everyone that I have crossed paths with. You know, it's a really bittersweet goodbye. I simply just want to put all of my time and energy into dance and performing in the arts. And, you know, when I told Jody and Eleni, both of them separately, without taking a breath, said, any second you want to come back, you have a job. And just
that kind of love and support means the absolute world to me. I wish the very best for the Base Beauty team and agency, and I can't wait to see how our paths cross next.